I want everybody to meet Greg Mays. Greg's been on the show with us before, and since he makes a great drink, we invite him back a lot. Yeah. And here he is. His website is simplecocktails.com, and there's the URL right there on the bottom of the screen. I'm Larry Aarons, Aaron Muffaletto, and Greg Mays with us today with some Thanksgiving cocktails. Good to see you again, by the way.
Thanks.
Thanks
it's good
for
to
being
be
here.
I'm super excited. I love coming out. So,
right.
I'll show you a couple really easy cocktails. One of them I've made 3 or 4 times, I think, in the last month, so I can show that to you. I'll start off with the first one. I know this is a familiar bag, but it's a different color.
Yeah, normally purple.
Yeah, normally purple, and so we'll reveal the secret. So this is Crown Royal Maple, which is nice. Maple whiskey is the new trend in whiskey. It was honey whiskey last year, and now it's maple whiskey. Okay. So maple whiskey is super cool. It smells really sweet. As soon as you open it, you smell pancakes, and so it makes really cool cocktails, especially in the morning. So I'm going to make some for you real quick, and we'll just get started. So
this is something that you can serve to your Thanksgiving guests.
It is, yeah.
Prior to dinner, and everybody can have a little cocktail hour.
That's right. I'm making them in individual glasses for us this morning. But the easy thing you can do is just pour a whole bottle of this and pour 2 whole bottles of apple cider in a giant punch bowl. And put a bunch of ice, and then there's your Thanksgiving cocktail.
Nice.
Everybody can help themselves.
Super easy, yeah. So I'm just pouring some spiced apple cider. That's the cloudy stuff here. And I'm going to put some maple whiskey in with it. Basically, it's 1 part maple whiskey, 2 parts cider. So you can go up from there all the way up to a punch bowl. So it's really good.
Would this be considered like a dessert cocktail?
It is pretty sweet because of the maple whiskey. The maple whiskey is surprisingly sweet. That's what I've noticed about it. But it's actually really good just in a big punch bowl. Throw a bunch of apple slices in it, and it's super great. So let's try this one first.
It's decorative, too.
That's right, yeah.
Looks like the season.
Yeah, that's right. So let's try it. Cheers.
Ooh.
Cheers. Smells great. We'll see. You know, that's very nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah, on a cold day, too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's beautiful.
That's the cool thing about making like a whiskey and cider punch, is you can envision it in a punch bowl full of ice with a ladle, or on the stovetop with a ladle, nice and warm. Just don't warm it up too much or all the alcohol burns out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this would
Don't
be
want
good
that.
warm, wouldn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, with some cinnamon in it, too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the nice thing. It's really easy, like I said, just to pour a whole bottle, pour a couple bottles of cider, and then you have a punch that's that easy.
And it's really sweet, too. So maybe you're not a big whiskey fan, but it's actually pretty good.
That's not a misspelling there. It's with maple and apple. So
maple whiskey and apple cider, so it's maple punch. That's right, yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, great. Well, I'm going to show you another one here, and you'll see how this goes. This one I put on my website last year on Thanksgiving Day, and it's a really popular one as well. Let me scoot some stuff out of the way, and you can see me make
that flavor, by the way, in that drink lingers.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
It just stays up in your senses.
Yeah, it does.
The maple whiskey is surprisingly sweet. I mean, just opening a bottle of maple whiskey in your house, the whole house smells like maple. So it's really surprising how strong it is. So this is Johnny Walker Scotch, so a real popular Scotch.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is a perfect Thanksgiving cocktail, and you'll see why in just a minute. Totally traditional drink, Scotch and soda, but we're going to add a little twist to it. So I'll show you the twist in just a minute, and we can talk about that.
I like a nice Scotch this time of year. When the weather turns cooler, Scotch tastes better somehow.
Yeah, that's what happens about this time of year.
I don't drink it in the summer at all.
Yeah, people stop drinking the clear stuff. They stop drinking vodka and gin as much in the winter, and they go to the brown stuff. It's richer.
Yes.
So it's hard to drink a richer drink during the summer. So basically what we have is a shot of Scotch, an ounce and a half, and then we'll add pretty much an equal part of soda water. That's just club soda. So this is a Scotch and soda. It's a classic drink. And now what we'll do is we'll add our Thanksgiving twist to it. So these are cocktail bitters, and we'll talk about those in a minute. This is cranberry bitters.
Nice.
So what I was saying is I've never even heard of a bitter.
Yeah.
So it just adds flavoring to the drink?
It does. So cocktail bitters, actually if you go all the way back, the first recorded definition of a cocktail is a spirit water, sugar, and bitters. That's the definition of a cocktail, and of course we've come a long way since then. But cocktail bitters, usually you'll see this bottle in your grocery store. It's called Angostura bitters.
That's the one I
It's got
have.
an oversized label,
Right.
and these are about $7 or so in the grocery store, but usually they're covered in dust because no one even knows about cocktail
Right.
bitters
Yeah.
anymore. But basically what you have is flavoring. You go to the grocery store and you buy cinnamon, you buy cloves, you buy spices for your food. These are spices for your cocktails. And so the really cool thing, you do a
Nice.
shake of cinnamon, well, you just do a shake of bitters. And so this is cranberry bitters. They have little droppers on the top, so you just add them to your drink. See how it turns nice and red?
Does that make it more sweet?
Bitters are not sweet.
They're not
so,
sweet.
So they are the way they
to
sound.
their
They
name.
are bitter.
They are bitter, but they're
Give
they're
it a little
yeah.
a little twist.
Yeah, they call them aromatic bitters. So
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
better thing. So really, when you taste this, you probably won't taste cranberry, but you'll smell cranberry.
Oh, okay.
So that actually makes you feel like you're tasting cranberry. So this is a room temperature drink. So
Oh, okay.
the traditionalists say don't drink Scotch on ice, so we'll go that route. So it mixes itself and just have a drink. Cheers.
Cheers. I like that.
Isn't that nice?
That the bitters evens it out.
It does. It does.
It matches the Scotch and evens it out,
Yep.
and the soda, is the neutral. It gives it a little character.
Yeah, exactly. I
Very
can
nice.
just see a big turkey in front of you, all sliced open as you're drinking this, Larry. That's totally the way
That's a
it would
very
go.
nice drink.
Yeah, I brought all kinds of different cocktail bitters. You'll find these at your liquor stores. So here in town, you'll find them at your traditional liquor stores a lot more. There's all sorts of types I have here.
What
There's
are,
an
those are
orange.
bitters as well?
Yeah, this is called Ancient Chinese Secret Cocktail
Ooh.
Bitters. So
How
so
fun.
again, you just give it a dash in your cocktail, and it gives it all sorts of great flavor.
Now, I keep bitters in my bar. I like to make a Manhattan,
Yeah, there you go.
and that's what you put in.
That's right.
at
That's
least
one of the
what
three
I put in my
ingredients. Yeah.
Manhattan that I'll serve you.
Yeah.
with a brandy cherry.
Oh, that sounds great.
How's that? Come
sounds
on over,
really good.
Greg.
Yeah, okay.
I'll
let's
make
do
you
it.
one.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, Greg, for our viewers who might not know about your website,
Sure.
give us a quick synopsis about Simple Cocktails.
Absolutely. I was a total novice at making cocktails at home, and it was way too intimidating for me. I would go and buy a cocktail book that looked like an encyclopedia,
Right.
get it home, and realize I didn't have some strange ingredient that I couldn't find at the store. And so I basically made a website for myself.
Yeah.
I basically said, okay, out of this book of my very first book had 750 recipes, and I found about 10 that I had the ingredients. And so I said, okay, I'm going to make those 10. And then I just kept moving through cocktail books. I have a bunch of classic ones at the house that I find digging through used bookstores. And so just made a website. Make drinks at home. Have your friends come over. Have your family come over. Have fun at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are drinks anybody can make at home.
Yeah, exactly.
And true to the title, they're very simple.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
require a lot of odd ingredients or infuse this or that.
Yeah,
It's pretty straight up.
I rarely cross about 4 ingredients. I can't think of anything I've made with more than 4
Right.
ingredients.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Very cool.
I mean, you think of a martini; it has 2 ingredients.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the classics are simple, and so let's just highlight those. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the classic cocktails anyway, and so that totally works.
So if you were to make your very favorite drink, what is your favorite cocktail that you like?
You know, I started off just loving gin, and so I would make gin anything. I'd make a Gibson, which is basically a martini with a lot less vermouth and a little cocktail onion. So I started off making a lot of gin drinks, and I basically tasted every type of gin I could get my hands on.
Right.
And I started getting into whiskeys. I particularly like rye whiskey. We had much rye whiskey.
Yeah.
So it's a bit spicy. It's sort
Okay.
of, I call it liquid cinnamon.
Yeah.
It's got more of a spice than your regular whiskey, and so yeah, I'll make an old fashioned with rye, or a Manhattan with rye.
Oh, that's
Very
nice.
very very good drinks. So
Nice.
yeah, that tends to be the ones I go with, and so yeah, it's really really it's fun to make drinks at home.
Yeah.
That's my big thing.
Especially for the holidays right around the corner. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Right. I just think it elevates your party, and rather than handing somebody a beer,
Yeah.
give them something a little more elegant and a little more special. It's the holidays.
Exactly,
Right.
and it's
Take up your game a little bit.
Create a signature drink.
exactly. It's like the punch I said. It's not that hard.
No,
usually
it's not that hard.
Usually it's easily convertible. For the punch, for every bit of whiskey you use, just use twice as much cider. Put a lot of ice in the punch bowl. That tends to be the secret to punches, is lots of ice.
And
Actually
enjoy
water
it.
them down.